Hello everyone, Kitty Foster, your storytelling astrologist, reader of the stars, for April 1st, 2025. I had started to record this, and as my words were coming out, I myself encountered exactly what I'm talking about with today. April 1st has the history of about hilarity. It has to do with ancient times. It also has to do with the switching from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar, and that those that didn't know about the switch were considered fools and were played pranks upon. So it's kind of an interesting time because the concept that people are foolish because they don't know has in itself a funny ring, and that's something to pay attention to today, because as this hilarity, this fool's energy that sometimes people use against each other rather than the simplicity of a fool and looking at learning and knowledge, is part of what's happening as we switch in this astrological cycle. That knowledge is replacing complete faith, and putting them together is part of this journey, part of what is happening. And that's one reason why we're seeing such a sparking of people trying to hold on, because it's not always easy to let go, and it's a little challenging, and it has to do with what your paradigm is, and that is exactly what is happening. So on this day we celebrate fools. Take a look in your life and kind of switch the fool to the idea of the fool card, how we are starting the innocence of our journey, and that ignorance is only about accessing knowledge. And there's all kinds of knowledge stepping forward. So here's my knowledge from the stars today. So today, as our intention is set, interestingly intensified by this hilaria aspect, or the switch of time, and we are switching our time. These that hold on were fools, often shown by tails or fish put on their back. So this idea of branding, be aware that part of our evolution is the invitation to understand new knowledge. Today we activate our structures and in nurturing, with compassion. This is a lot of internal work today, as well as our values to stabilize ourselves on this journey. Today's energy around us in this matrix that we're participating is a half a bubble off plum. If you're a carpenter, you know what that is. And so it's just a little off, and it's in conjunction with great awakening energy, though it is chaotic at times. And so today you're going to be dancing with some chaos. If you're 5 rhythms person, you know what that is. At this point of the last video I was doing, something very chaotic came up. My action was to spark, and it's like, oh, this is exactly what the day's energy was. You're going to be dancing with the chaos today. How you dance is really how you'll experience it. As the moon moves void, of course, we have a new individualized messages that will step forward from what has happened just this morning and give us experiences that don't necessarily align with that fool's energy of today. And so pay attention to kind of that continuum and try to stay in the middle of looking at how that is. What are the undercurrents yourself, the beliefs underneath, and perhaps the beliefs you're witnessing? Is there a mirror in there? Is it the opposite? Just pay attention to that today. And take a look at that midpoint, because Spirit is in a brand new cycle that started on Sunday, and it's calling forth action for self, spiritual action for self. Tonight, our transformational vision revolutionizes our dream. So pay attention. See what appears for you tonight as we step into new ways to experience our intuition, new ways to experience our spirit, and getting ready for our structures to once again be aligned. Namaste.